Alright everyone, Fireside Reunion Challenge 3. This one can actually be kind of hard before you figure out what it is you're supposed to do. But once you figure that out, it's actually kind of an interesting fight and has a fun little gimmick that you can play around with. So on this fight, you are just supposed to kill these 6 units. They all come with basically a shield that prevents them from taking damage. And it's a shield that has several layers to it, and every single time you attack them and they take damage, they will shed one layer of the shield. They have 5 layers of the shield, and they will recover those 5 layers at the end of the turn. Or not at the end of the return, but they will recover those 5 layers when they run out of those shields and they reach the end of the turn. So basically, in order to deal damage to them, you have to shave off all of these shields and then hit them with your real DPS. To assist you in this, you are given 2 bonus tiles every turn that you can walk onto. One of them makes your units act again, and one of them just blows up and does damage to all the units on the map. The one that gives you act again is pretty self-explanatory, but the one that blows up is actually kind of fun because what it does is that it actually activates every single on-attack effect that you can do. So if you, for example, put Bernhardt onto it, he'll actually rupture every single enemy on the screen after doing the explosion. So that means he'll do the explosion damage, which does just 1 damage, but shaves 1 shield. But then he'll also do Rupture, which of course does his Rupture damage, and actually shaves the shield off as well. And of course, being able to shave multiple shields off is very useful because you want to shave as many shields off as you can in a single hit. And to that end, you can see that I brought Ragnarok and Twilight Star on my Matthew, as well as Twilight Star on my Chris. Just to make this a lot less annoying than it needs to be. Because if you don't bring stuff like this that breaks the shields one by one before you do your attacks, you're probably going to be spending a lot of time just juggling the shields or just making sure they come off at the right time. Because like I said, as you can see right here, Tenzin Jessica just recovered the shield after I had broken it the last turn. So you are given a very small window of opportunity to deal damage to them after you break those shields. And the annoying thing is that they can actually, if the shield breaks on enemy phase, it actually recovers immediately, which is very, very annoying. So I actually tried bringing Freya at first as my tank here instead of Vargas. She actually does not work that well on this map, despite what you might think. Yes, she can shave off a lot of shields with all her barbs, but a lot of time, like unless you have it counted out very well, which I'm too lazy to do, she's just going to make them break their shields on enemy phase, and they'll just immediately recover back to 5 stacks, and that's that just makes things harder than they need to be. So instead, I'm using Vargas here. Vargas, of course, can just tank all day and not care. Of course, the problem here is that there are 2 magic enemies here. You have a Tenzin Jessica enemy, and you have a Chris enemy. So naturally, since I'm using a physical-only tank like Vargas, my priority here is going to be taking care of Tensei Jessica and Chris as soon as I can, or just lining up my units in a way so that the right units will be taking the hit. So you can see right here, for example, I am using my Ragnarok plus my Twilight Star to break Chris's shields, and then the Air Slash does full damage, and I also did it on the Act Again tile so I can just move over and attack her again immediately. And you got to take advantage of stuff like this to finish the map on time, because you actually have a pretty short time limit to finish this map, which is 15 turns, which is a lot less than it sounds like, at least when you're using weaker units like I am. And if you're using really strong SSR units, like if you're using like Elwyn, Yulia, and all that stuff, then yeah, you'll probably clear this no problem very quickly. The other annoying thing is that, of course, you got Rosalia, Tensei Jessica, and Chris here. All of them can do some healing for their team, and that just makes the time limit even more of a problem. So you want to get rid of those 2 either way as quickly as possible, just so they don't heal up. So I mentioned earlier that the explosion tile will actually apply effects from the unit that stands on it, any after battle effects. So in this case, I could have brought Egbert, I guess, but my Egbert's kind of weak, so I decided not to bring Egbert. Instead, I brought Almeida, and I put her exclusive equipment on, which does Moby down. And that's pretty useful because the two tanks here, Elucia and Raiden, are both really hardy, and they're a lot easier to deal with once you kill everyone around them rather than having to deal with them while having to deal with all the other attacks at the same time. So Almeida can just Moby down them all by standing onto one of the explosion things. Obviously, I can't always get her to reach like this turn right here. The Firecracker was too far away from her, so she couldn't reach it. But I brought her with both Tornado and Ultimate Clip, so if I can't reach the fire, I can just cast that and now slow the enemies down. And obviously, since she has AoE, she can also shave shields a little bit as well. But aside from that, it's pretty much just a tank and spank. Pretty straightforward fight. Yeah, this is going to be a 20-minute video because these enemies do take a lot of hits before going down, mostly because of how annoying the shield is. I probably could have made this fight go faster if I find it out a little bit more, but I'm just too lazy to do any more than I already am doing. If you have units like Bernhardt and Eggbirds, or anybody else who can do post-battle damage, in fact, the Blood Sword Hunting can actually do extra damage as well. That'll make this a lot easier. Aside from that, it should be a relatively easy fight. I think that's all there is to say, so I'll see you guys in the next one.
くぞ。